go to David in Tyler, Texas. David, Tyler, Texas, welcome. What's on your mind?
Hey, Brian, happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you, sir.
Well, what a blessing God has given us through his mercy. Hey, I'm calling because, Brian, we do love all people regardless of their behavior.
Absolutely.
And we are trying to warn them of the consequences. I'm a physician, and I care about my patients. That's why I tell the people who are drinking too much that there will be consequences for their behavioral choices. I tell people who smoke there will be consequences for your behavioral choices. And you have warned repeatedly, Brian, that there are consequences for homosexual behavior because of the health problems associated. And, I think one of these days some smart group of lawyers is going to get a couple of guys with AIDS, and they're going to sue the people that are promulgating the lie that a behavior, a choice, is good, because all it does is it increases their risk to disease, illness, and suffering. And, if a group of smokers were to come into my office and say, Dr. Johnson, you just hate smokers, and we're going to sue you and shut you down, or we're going to kill you, or we're going to burn your office down, because our behavior, we want you to embrace our behavior, and you need to tell every one of your patients to smoke. That's exactly what's going on in Indiana. Thanks, Brian.
All right, listen, I appreciate the call very much. Thank you for that, David. And David makes a fascinating point there. Hadn't really thought about it from this angle before, but he's a doctor, he's a physician. So he warns his patients about overconsumption of alcohol, warns his patients about smoking cigarettes, warns them about other health risks that they may be taking. And ask yourself this question: what if instead of warning these patients, if this doctor, an alcoholic, comes in, somebody who has an obesity problem from overconsumption comes into his office, somebody who's got a smoking problem, maybe on the verge of lung cancer, comes in, and instead of warning them, what the doctor says to them, look, go ahead and indulge. It's fine. Knock yourself out. Overconsumption of alcohol is the moral equivalent of drinking too much iced tea. There's no difference between those two things. One is the same as the other. So feel free, knock yourself out. And as far as smoking is concerned, there are no more health risks involved with cigarette smoking than chewing bubble gum. Knock yourself out. They're morally equivalent behaviors. What if he told his patients that? So they went out and they overconsumed alcohol and they died of cirrhosis of the liver. They went out and they consumed cigarettes willy-nilly and they died of lung cancer. This doctor would get sued for every penny that he has for medical malpractice, for failing to warn his patients about the hazards. And his point is, the day may come when some homosexual who is dying of HIV/AIDS goes to the activist groups that told him, look, this is just the moral equivalent of heterosexuality. When is he going to go to them and sue them for every penny they have for shortening his life with bad medical advice? That day may come.